No, I'm good.
Okay. So in this session, we will see about the method overloading and polymorphism concept. Okay.
Okay.
What is method overloading? Sorry, not overloading.
If
Not overloading. Overloading concept not applicable in case of Python. We'll do method overloading in a separate way. It will not be like in Java or C++. Okay. It is method overriding. Okay. What is method overriding?
we are, there will be a parent function method.
Okay.
Child function will write a function with the same name, but we will extend the feature or whatever the feature
Inherit.
child.
If it is an inheritance, if it is a subclass, suppose we are not satisfied with the implementation what they have written in the parent class, we want to implement a new thing, so we will use the same name, but our whatever the logic is inside that method, we will rewrite it. Okay, so that is called method overriding. Okay,
Yes.
whatever you told is correct. Redefine it. What should be the rules for the method overriding? Any requirement?
Same name.
Okay, method name should be same. Okay, then what other?
I think same number of parameters.
Not only members, parameter names also should be same. Okay, parameter names also should be same. Okay, then only we can override. Okay, otherwise we will not allow to override. Okay, what else we can say? Then you suppose in the parent class, if that is a private member, that method is a private method, can you override it in the subclass?
Private. Yeah.
What is a private member? In the previous example, whatever we have discussed, private member can be accessed by the members of the same class, right?
Yes.
Cannot be accessed outside that class. So even if we are trying to override a private method, we will not be able to access. So
Okay.
if we try, we will not be able to override it, even though if it is a private member. Okay, if it is a private method, we cannot access. So, private method of a parent class. Understood, no? If it is a private member, we will not be able to override. Okay. Suppose there is a parent class. Inside that there is one M1 method. Inside parent. It is inheriting from parent, right? So we have to mention that one.
Yes.
See, we have used the same name, right? And the parameter
Yes.
also, we have not added anything. Same number of parameters, same name. Suppose there is one name is here, we should be mentioning the same thing here also. Extra any parameters are there other than self, we have to mention this with the same name. Okay. In this case, we don't require, only overriding we have to see. Then what we have to do? We have to do one object, right?
Object of a child.
Of child. Suppose first we will see without this child class name one. What will happen? We will see. What will happen? That it will access the. It will first check in the what is the order of this MRO resolution. First, it will check in the child class, right? If it is
Child class.
available, then it will try to access the parent class. Here it is. We have commented also. It is not available. So it would be taking the output from the parent class M1 method, right? OBJ indent, okay. I should pass, okay. Without any parameters or without anything, if you want to run the child class means you should mention pass inside it. Otherwise, it will be an error, okay. What happened?
Child is not defined. C is small letter there in the when.
Parent class, right? Always the class name should be starting with the capital only. If it is a variable, so we have to start with the small letters. Otherwise, it will be capital letters. Okay. Okay. What happened?
Okay.
It is searching for the attribute, right? What we have to do? We have to do the parenthesis because it is a method name. So
Method.
without the child class method, what it is accessing, it is a parent class, right? Suppose I have override the methods in the parent class, child class. Now what should it first search for? It would search for the M1 method in the child class, right?
Yes.
just found that, so it is accessing the child class method. So what we have done here, we have override
Method M1.
another and provided a new implementation, because we are not satisfied with whatever the implementation or logic inside the parent class method, but we want to keep the same name. So we have done the method using the method overriding. We have done the whatever the implementation we want inside the shell class M1 method. Okay.
Understood.
Now we will have a look at the polymorphism. This is one of the important building block along of the Hooke's concept along with the inheritance. So what is polymorphism in general? Many forms, right?
Yes.
One thing with many forms. We can say like this, right?
Yes.
So it is the ability of a method or a function or anything in such case to have many forms. What is the advantage of this?
One function can be used for different.
We will have only one function name in all the class.
Yes.
Okay. Suppose method M1 is there. Suppose there are 3-4 classes are there which are inherited or which may be not inherited from each other. Okay. But if there are same name of methods with the same name, at the runtime, what we can do is we can implement whatever the method we want by passing the relevant object to that. Okay. So same name, whatever may be the form of the method we want, we can use at the runtime. Understood, right? Only suppose if there is a M1 method is there in all the classes, we don't know prior what object M1 will be written. Suppose if it is a parent class, in earlier example, we can run parent class M1 also, we can run child class M1 also, right? Method is same, method name is same, it can take different forms. If we want, we can run the M1 method of the parent, or else we can run the M1 method of the child at the runtime. Okay.
Yes.
How to do it? By passing the relevant object to the class. Okay, relevant object. Suppose M1 method, if we want to run, we can pass the M1 object of the parent. One second here. So in how many ways we can use this polymorphism? Polymorphism. Suppose a simple function is there instead of class, we can use it. Let us see how we can do it. Okay. Suppose there is one function is there, the same name. In how many ways we can use it, we will see now. There is one ample class. And here one inside that there is one instance method type of name type. Okay. There is one more class. Suppose it is a vegetable class. Okay. There is one function which we are defining outside all these classes. So that is why it is called a function instead of method. See, here the function is how many functions are there? Hello.
Yes, I didn't understand your question.
Here how many functions are there? Only one function. Hello.
Hello?
Is right.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, some problem is there for me. Okay, anyway, no problem. You can hear me, na? Okay. Here, how many objects are, how many functions are there? I have defined only one function, right?
Yes.
But I am passing on one object. Okay. Here there are two classes with the methods type and color. That means there are same name. They are of same name. So I can choose whatever the method I want to run at the runtime by passing the relevant object type. Okay. So in this case, if I pass the TOM object, then these two methods will run. In the tomato class, type and color methods will run. Suppose at the runtime, if I choose to pass on the object of apple, then these two type apple class type and color methods will run. So you understood this example? what do you call polymorphism? So there are same method name we can use, but they are implementing in different form. Okay, what is the object we are passing based on that method is running. Okay, so that is called polymorphism concept. Okay, understood, right? Suppose if I don't this, I want only Apple class at the time of run. So I can choose that using this. I will pass the relevant object to this function. Okay, and the relevant output will be displayed to me. Okay, so there is only one function I have written, but I can choose to have so many forms. Okay, whatever the form I like, I can choose. Okay, suppose I don't want this one. Okay, I want to pass the Apple object at the runtime. So to the function, I am passing the Apple object. So it will run here. It will come to here as a parameter, as an argument, and then relevant type of it will be app dot type, right? Then app dot color. So relevant class methods will run. Okay, it is not a private method, so I can run from outside the class also. These two. Okay, so if suppose I want to have the tomato class at the runtime, I can pass the instead of app I can pass the TOM. I can choose to pass TOM object. So TOM object methods will run at the runtime. Okay. Problem is not there now. Hello, screen issues are there with you?
No, I can see.
Okay. I choose to run the Apple object methods. So at the runtime, Apple object methods, even though there are the same name as that of in the inside Tomato, I have chosen Apple class method to run. So Apple class method output has been displayed here. Okay. The example for the when we have one function, how to create many forms using that one function. Okay, that is one example, right? So there will be polymorphism using class also, that we will see now. Till now we have seen this function, right? With one function how we can project different outputs, right? Now we will see the with class methods how we will do it without the function. So there are two classes here, right? One is India and second one is USA. Now we are seeing how to implement polymorphism with two classes, right? These two classes, what is a common? There are common methods with common method names, right? These are not inherited, okay? Just I am using the common method names. This is also having the India is also having the capital and language methods. Same thing with the USA class also, capital and language methods. But the at the time of at the runtime, I am free to choose whatever the method I want to call by passing the relevant object. Earlier, what is the what example we have seen? We have seen with the function, right? With one function, through that function I have passed one object, so that object class methods have been called for at the runtime. But here there is no function, right? Here only classes. So I have to directly use the object references, okay, to call a particular method at the runtime. Suppose if I choose ind object here at the runtime, suppose I have commented out the USA. So at the runtime, what methods will run for me? Capital and language methods of India will run. Okay. Suppose I choose to run the USA methods, then I have to pass that object to the in my main method. I have to pass this USA object. Okay. So in my main file, I have to pass this USA object. Then only I will be able to run these methods inside that. So what will happen? What is this thing called? It is called polymorphism. Suppose that means there is a capital method is there. So capital method is one only, right? But at the time of output, it has two implementation. What implementation we want, we can run it at the time of output by passing that relevant object. Same thing with language also. Language also we have one language method with the same name, right? But the output of that means the implementation of that will be decided at the runtime by passing the relevant object. Okay. So same method can be used in different forms as per our need. Okay. So that is the advantage of this polymorphism. Here we try to chosen ind object methods to be run at the runtime. So those things we have been run at the runtime. Okay. Suppose if we choose the USA methods also, we can do that. Simply we have to pass that object. All these examples we have seen earlier, but we have not gone particularly about whether this is a polymorphism or not. That's why it might be a repeating thing. See, we have chosen USA class object to be run at the runtime. So relevant object I have passed on, those methods were run. Okay. Instead of Indian methods, I was able to run the USA methods in this case. Okay. So that is the example for polymorphism with the class methods. First one is the with function. Only one function we have defined. but we are able to get many forms at the output, right? Whatever the form we want, we could get it. In the class methods also, by passing the relevant object at the runtime, we could get whatever the form of output we can get. Okay. Hello, are you there? Hello, 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 are you there? Can you hear? Can you hear me? You understood the second example?
Yes.
Now we will see the how to implement polymorphism in case if it is a inherited class. Okay. So in this case, in this example, bird is the parent class and then parrot and penguin are the subclasses. These flight methods are overridden methods. We have already discussed, right? Even because these are a subclass, this flight method is automatically available whatever in the parent class, but we chose to override the same name. So in both classes there are only one flight method, right, with the same name, flight. Okay.
Yes.
But what method we want to run at the runtime, that will be depending on us. So there is one method name, one method which we want to be run at the runtime, whatever may be the form we want, right? So for that, what we have to do in this case, in the case of inheritance, we have to choose. We can choose by, like in the previous example, we can choose the method by passing the relevant object. In the earlier first example, what we have chosen, we have defined one function, right? But we want to implement the function in different forms, right? So
Yes.
how we have done that in the first example, we have passed one object as a parameter to the function. From that object what we have passed on, the output is different, okay, for each case. So it is a many types of output, right, for one single function. Same thing in the second example also, but in the second example it is not inherited. By default there are methods in the classes with the same names, but in the third example it is an inheritance example. So the flight method, intro method are by default available, but we have chosen to override that flight method because parrots can fly but penguins cannot fly, right? So with that flight method we want to run depending on the object type. Okay. So how to run the flight method of parrot at the time of runtime? By choosing object.
And then call the function of flight.
Okay, correct, na? So here I am commenting over the penguin flight. Okay, I can run that output. So that flight method can be run based on the type of object we have chosen at the output at the runtime, right? Not at the output, at the runtime. So if I want to run the penguin at the output, it is same flight method only, but the form is different. Now the flight method of penguin is run, correct?
Yes.
So polymorphism concept we can use. That means function with the same name or methods inside a class with the same name. If it is there, we can pass the relevant method at the runtime by giving the correct object. Okay, by passing on the relevant to the function or to the method. Okay, this we have done earlier also, but we have not discussed specifically. Now we have discussed it. Okay. So polymorphism can be used with function, right? If there is only one function, we can use the polymorphism. We can use it with the various classes are there. If it is not inherited also we can use, and if it suppose they are inherited also, we can choose the polymorphism concept and implement it in our code. Okay. Now we will see one final example. Suppose there is a media player is there. What is the media player? We have song files. Song files are there. We want to run. So we using media player we can run, right?
Yes.
But I have so many types of format, MP3 format, my format, right? So depending on my file, I can choose my output, what file to be run at the output at the media in the media player, right? So I have one media player, but I can run different types of files. Then that is the polymorphism example. That how to do it, we will see now. Okay. So I define the media player class first. Okay. So in my media player object class, there is one init method where I am passing the what is the file extension here. Suppose if it is an MP3, I will pass MP3. WMA means I will pass WMA here. So then there is one play song method also here. So we place the songs for me, which will act cards, and then those songs will access the to the to pass on this extension object. What is the file extension object? I will and now I will create the file extension object for each. Suppose MP there, I will create a class for a MP3. Okay. Is there any disturbance for you? Voice disturbance? Hello.
Hello.
Is there any voice disturbance for you?
Few words will be disjointed, but I think it's fine.
I am receiving some disturbances from your microphone. Maybe because you are using earphones, headphones.
No, it's just computer.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, my voice is clear for you now, right? To you?
Yes.
Okay, and that is okay then. So in this example, I have one media player class object. Okay, and then I should have a audio file type classes also, correct? One type for one class for each type. So there is one
Yes.
parent class is there, which is an audio file, and then my MP3 and then WAV file should be the subclasses of audio file. So it is inheriting all the attributes from the audio file class. Even WAV file also will be inherited from this audio file class. Okay.
Okay.
This ext inside each MP3 file and class and then WAV file class will be what type of variables?
String.
No. Not in that sense. In the class concept, these are the class variables, right?
Class variables.
So these are the class variables indicating whether what is the extension. Here extension is mp.mp3, right? So it can be like this. Okay, and second file object is WAV. So all media players cannot play all the file formats, right? So in our chosen example, we have chosen it is playing only MP3 and WAV. So depending on the, it is having same play method, right?
Yes.
It is having same play method. But what inside this, actually we will not have this print method. Normally in normal programs we will have
I understood that.
compression code logic we have. Okay, when calling this object, there will be inside the decompression logic or extraction logic, we can say. Okay, that will be run. Okay, so that will be run, and these will be accessing the sound cards, and then output will be displayed to through speakers to us. So we cannot write that logic here. We simply I'm showing here that is displaying MP3 song like that. In this case, WAV song. Okay, we have only one method, right? Play method, but it the output it chosen it depends on the what object that media player is loading at the runtime, right? So suppose if
Yes.
we are clicking on MP3 song format, that object will be loaded. That type, that means MP3 object will be loaded and corresponding play method will be run. Okay, so this is a
One question.
uh,
In the media player, it is play song. So media player audio file is
We'll pass the corresponding
child of
audio
media
file.
player.
Huh?
Audio file is the child of media player.
The media player is the in the main method for us. Actually, these are not the media player. Even don't know what type of object it is in the runtime. Suppose it is accessing. It is the best example for encapsulation also. So it is only passing on the, suppose if it is mp3, suppose we are clicking on the mp3, some mp3 song, right? That mp3 song name is my song. Okay, understood?
Yes.
This object will pass the mp3 will be, we will pass it to this media player object. Okay, understood, right? Suppose it mp3 here.
What is the function called as? One second. Can you come down? What is the object created?
No, we are not created it. Media player.
Okay.
We have to create.
Okay.
Suppose we don't want this one also. Okay, this mp3, suppose if it is an mp3, inside that
Okay.
whatever the object is created, it will be automatically passed. That logic we are not talking about now. We are talking about polymorphism, right? How that object is passed to media player. Okay, so we have simply created one media player object here. Understood?
Yes.
Suppose this is a, what is the media player we have used? Capital letters, right? So this is a media player object, right? We have created, right?
Okay.
What will be the self here will be passing? Media player object.
MP3.
Media player. This object will be passed on, correct?
Oh, yes.
This is the extensions. As a self, it will be passed. Init run, init method of the media player will be run, right?
Yes.
So our file extension is mp3, right? This will be passed on when we click on the file. Suppose my song file I have clicked my song 1.mp3. Okay, mp3 object we are passing here, you see. Okay, self will be media player. Okay, extension object
Extension.
mp3, right?
Yes.
So self dot then extension object will be mp3, right? Understood?
Yes.
That means self dot extension object here we can call as a mp3 only. Now we have created mp3 object reference only. Now don't mp3, which is a object of mp3 file class, correct? Understood?
Yes.
If I put dot exit dot ext extension, it will output. What will be do? What it will do?
Only the extension it will give.
No, it will be self dot extension object dot, here extension object is mp3, right? It is like calling it is like calling it will be output, it will be mp3, right? Understood, right? Suppose self dot extension object, what it will be?
MP3 object.
mp3 dot ext means this is the variable, right?
Here, yes.
So that will be loaded in this first. Okay, then
Understood.
self.ext object, what is that mean? Self.ext object means mp3, right? mp3.play means what method it will play?
MP3 play method.
This method will run. Inside this method, while running, there are two placeholders right here. For sure.
Yes.
Self.file name means from what it will be. File name, there is no file name variable inside mp3 class, right? Since it's inherited from
audio
file, it will check.
Audio file.
So at the time of creation of this object, we have passed my song one, right? Here mp3. mp3 object is created, right, initially. So this my song one will be replaced with that in the placeholder, and this self.ext means self means mp3. mp3.ext means it is accessing the class variable, correct? We can access the class variable using the instance object, right? Object reference, right?
Yes.
Or we can use the mp3 file directly, but here we are using the object reference. Object reference, since it is an instance method, we can use the object reference also. So self.ext means mp3 will be displaying at the output for us. Okay. Understand the flow here. And the second is polymorphism. How polymorphism is happening here? There is play method is one only, right? So depending on the object we are passing, either mp3 compression logic will be playing. It has to pass through that correct object, right?
Yes.
If it is mp3 song, if play method of WAV file extension method then this one is run means it cannot run that file, right? The compression technique is different for this. So even though there is play method is one, we have to pass the object to the correct class, correct play method, depending on the requirement. Our requirement in this case is mp3, right? So we are using the mp3 method. Suppose our requirement is WAV, we are passing the WAV method. Okay, we are passing that object to the WAV method, and it will play the song for us. So one play method is taking many forms depending on our requirement, right? So
yes.
Also you understood one thing is here. Does media player know which song it is, which audio file class it is passing on the play? Suppose
he will pass,
it will simply saying play, that's all, right? Inside logic we have hidden from that. It does not know the compression technique and all, or correct? It is simply the method, play method, right? It is irrelevant that which play method is running, whether mp3 is running for me or WAV is running for me, right?
Yes.
That means inside logic is abstracted out, and then it is hidden from the media player, right? Whatever may be. So media player can access one method, but it does not know how it is running, right? So it is called what we can call this technique as
encapsulation,
right? So it is only using that, but it does not know how it is done. It is hidden from the media player, the logic and all, correct?
Yes.
So that is called encapsulation. So any mistakes we have done here regarding? So we have passed on the song object, okay, mp3 object, and then this is, media player object is called internally, and in that we have passed the parameters as mp3, that object whatever we have created while we click to the song. Tell me.
In the wave file, the parent class name F is capital audio file.
Okay. That is this. Okay. Media player object we have created, and then the file extension object has been passed on to it, to the init method. This init method will
Yes.
be automatically called now while creating the media player object. So
Right.
then inside one instance method is there. That instance method we have to call now.
Play.
We have to call play song, right?
Yes.
Media player.
I think we don't have to call. I think it's called inside the media player. Here, play song. Second line after print self dot extension object dot play.
This one.
Yes.
That is there. That method is there, but we have to call that method, right? Someone has to call that method, right?
Play song. Okay.
Play song method we have to call. Correct. We have that object.
Yes.
Media player object reference is there. Correct. Then we have to use play song.
Play song.
Capital. Okay. Anyway, play song method.
No, P is small.
P is small.
S is small.
Play song. So variables always, or method names or variable names always starts with the small letter only, correct? And then if it is double word means we will use the capital letter in the second. It is
okay.
Then in the class names always should be starting with the capital letter only. We can use small letter, but we have further if we are using that means we have to use small letter only. Okay, since it is a case sensitive language. So any other thing we have forgot here? So after passing on the object to the media player, we are calling on the play song. This self dot extension object will be now mp3, right?
mp3.
So mp3 is a reference for the
mp3 file.
So it will call this mp3, correct? mp3, the output. It will be filled with mp3. Now we are calling the self dot extension object means mp3, right? Again, mp3 dot play we are using.
Play.
So this is like a remote example. We have seen a robot and then a person example only. There also we have that same thing is happening, but here we have different types of file names with the same method names, play method only. So depending on the object we are passing at the runtime, that corresponding
method will be called.
Method and then compression technique has to be called on to play the file for us, right? So this is the example for the polymorphism. We will see whether any mistakes are there. See here we are loading the, after passing the object, so inside the play song method we are loading the file mp3 file object, right?
Yes.
We have called on the play method. So play method where it is mp3 dot play method, right? mp3 dot play method means this class object will be called on, correct?
Right.
This class then this method will be running and we will get the corresponding object output. So any doubts regarding polymorphism for you as of now?
No, as of now, no.
So we have used polymorphism for a function. One function is there how to run it in different way we have seen, correct, in the first example.
Yes.
Depending on the any example we are passing the object only, whether we are passing depending on the object reference we are passing inside a function, then form will be taking as different. And then second example we have seen the inheritance with the, we have not seen inheritance with different classes with the same method names, right? So there
Yes.
also different depending on the object we are using, object reference, we can call the relevant method. Third one is the inheritance. These are also inheritance example only. Inheritance with polymorphism. So depending on our requirement file type, we are calling that compression method inside each file extension class, and now we are playing that output.
Understood.
Understood? Eh? Tomorrow, what I will do, whatever we have learned so far, we have learned inheritances. We have learned inheritance. We now we have polymorphism. This is a best case for actually encapsulation also. Best example.
Okay.
The data is
Mhm.
hidden from the one media player.
One up class.
Don't need to know the logic on what are the variables it is using, or okay. Logic also it does not need to know. Only it is using the play method, and then output will be displayed accordingly. Output will be running accordingly. Okay. So
Yes.
tomorrow I will touch on the encapsulation, and then we'll see one real estate example that will be bigger one. So maybe it will take one full class, I think. So
Okay.
whatever the techniques we have learned so far, we'll use that techniques. Okay. What are the concepts we have used? Inheritance we have done, right? Composition we have done. Composition we have done, right? Composition
Yes.
has a technique. Then aggregation we have done, right?
Yes.
Then today we have seen polymorphism, and if you want further about abstraction, I will touch on that tomorrow. And
Okay.
and then encapsulation also I will just briefly touch it. Then we will, if you see that example, that will take I think one class. So that will be a real estate example we will take, and I will explain you all the concepts again using that example.
Okay.
Huh? On that day you have seen my file, right? You received the revised one.
Yes.
Okay, you got that one. Okay.
I got that one. You said it was a typo.
A lot of type errors are there inside that. Okay. Okay. Anyway,
This, I think, idle will not show the error. I think we have to use.
no, it is an interpreter. Ideal is the IDE for us. We are using
Okay.
an IDE. Okay, inside that when we instead of this, if we are using the interpreter directly, each one line it will be showing for us at the time of running. Here, suppose if there is an output error here we can immediately show. Suppose then otherwise if we are using script file like new file and all, then we have to type enter program, then we are using the interpreter, right? Here I can
Yes.
this. I have to save it, then it has to run my entire logic I have to type, then only I can there also it will check line by line only, but here output will be displayed immediately. It will not wait for the second statement for us. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, understood. No, I mean, I was saying that we might have to use
A separate.
another powerful ID maybe.
We can use that also. Yeah, I have actually one. This one is IDE only. This one, whatever I am creating the Notepad plus plus. This is an IDE. It has so many things here. Python is also there for us. Can use this one also.
Okay.
It will be actually relevant for us. Here it will show the line numbers also, statements.
Yeah.
And correct tabs also we can use. But the problem is here is it is some problem. That lines are you are able to show these lines and all. When I'm using the tabs and all, it is coming like this.
Okay.
It is not clear. So I have to.
Have you used VS Code?
What thing?
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio we'll use for the maybe we are using a real life. Suppose Django, if you want, you can download, and then at that time we can use the Visual Studio also. No problem. But for our coding, it is not required anyway.
Mm.
Django and all, if you want, suppose that code to be run on earlier versions. Every time we cannot do that, no. So one virtual environment will be created inside that one, and then we can use it. You are using that one.
I use Visual Studio Code.
Okay, no problem.
Not for like simple program only, like a text editor. I use them
Okay.
because it's easier to see. There are extension which I can, if I'm doing wrong, or it will tell me sometimes syntax, all those things.
Correct. In the ideally, actually, it is not showing. Here also, if we Notepad++, it will give me. Suppose a print is there. Suppose here I'm getting right. Syntaxes we can easily like this. I tried to use this one, but it is not clear. Whenever I'm giving tab like this, I'm getting some dots like this. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow.
One final example, then we will close out this OOPS concepts, okay? And after tomorrow, we will see the package and modules, okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.